I wanted to show you how to get high quality audio from a $60 microphone. I'm going to pick up the mic so my audio might sound different in just a moment, but this is the Blue Snowball. It's available on Amazon without the pop filter for about $60. The pop filter is on here to help with the quality. So again, it's the Blue Snowball, available on Amazon. I'll put a link below. And then I put what's called a pop filter, which basically helps you from sounding like you're spitting into the microphone. So the P's and the T's and all the other sounds get muted with the pop filter. Now, when I'm recording a podcast, I'm actually a little bit closer to the microphone. And as you can see, I'm leaning into the microphone to get better audio quality. Let me tilt this down just a little bit. So one of the ways that you can get awesome audio quality, I'm going to show you in just a moment. So I'm on a Mac, and I'm in actually a really big cavernous room with a lot of echo. I've closed the doors, I've turned off any fans, any kind of ambient noise I've closed out, and I'm also filming this rather quickly because it's getting kind of hot. That's one of the bad things about recording is it gets hot pretty quickly. Anyways, I'm going to go to System Preferences, and this is what you do when you're on a Mac. The same principles apply to a Windows computer. It's just going to look a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Preferences, and I'm going to click on Sound, and then I'm going to click on my USB audio device. Make sure you click on Input. Make sure you're on Input. So there's sound effects, output, and input. Make sure this is highlighted, and you can see how my audio is being affected. Like as I'm talking, you can see the bars of how high the audio goes. And you want to select your input volume where you don't sound like you're screaming and it doesn't sound like you're whispering. So for example, the default audio is like this. I'm going to start to sound a little bit louder, so just heads up if you have headphones in. Okay, so I put it in the middle, and you can see that the volume is reaching all the way to the end. There's a lot of clipping. It means that it's kind of like a high staticky sound when you see the volume go all the way up, because the computer cannot handle the amount of volume that's coming in. The good news is that your microphone is picking up sound. The bad news is that it's picking up too much sound. So you want to bring it down a little bit more. And now I'm talking normal. You don't want this last one to get lit up because it means there's volume clipping. So I'm going to keep bringing it down. Okay, this looks good. So the highest volume, or the highest marker that my voice goes up to, is about here. So I could probably put it up a little bit higher, but I don't want any what's called clipping. So I'm bringing it down to, about, I think this is a safe spot. So I'm going to keep it around here. I think that's where I had it before. Now, if I'm talking, okay, so this is where I'm going to have it set, and make sure every single time you go to record that it's set here. I've had it where I've unplugged my microphone and plugged it back in, or restarted my computer, and all of a sudden it's like way back up here, and I get all kinds of what's called clipping red marks when I go to see my recording, meaning that the volume is bad quality because the volume is too high that the computer can't handle it. Let me show you what happens when I back up. So if I back up, the microphone doesn't pick up as much volume. It's still picking up volume, but I'm not as clear as if I'm speaking right here. So if you're doing video, this is okay. The main thing is to stay equidistant from the microphone, same distance from the microphone the entire time, because you don't want your viewer, I'm going to go ahead and move back in, but you don't want your viewer to get like high spikes of audio and then low, and then like, oh my goodness, they can't hear anything because you're so far away. So make sure that you're always equidistant from the mic. Make sure you're sitting comfortably because you're probably going to be recording for about 20-30 minutes. So if you're in a position where the mic is close but you're not sitting comfortably, it's not going to be the best for you because you're going to be uncomfortable the whole time you're recording. Let me see what else I need to show you. Okay, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to pause this recording really quickly and then show you what ScreenFull looks like in just a moment. Okay, so I'm showing you the inside of ScreenFlow, and you can see that there's red marks right here. This is where there's audio clipping. So when you heard that really high, like poor sound quality, this was when we had the, let me see if I can bring this bigger. Oops, not that one. Okay, so right here, where I had the audio level in the middle, and I had the sound quality going up to the very end, you can see that there's red markers, meaning that the audio quality is really poor. So the green means normal volume levels, you can hear okay, but the red is kind of staticky, not so great quality, and so you don't want that. Now the good news is that if you have something like this and you want it just a little bit louder, so again, the microphone pickup that we had was significantly smaller when it was towards the input volume was rather low, and so when you listen to it, it's not gonna be as, oop, there's my face. Okay, there's my face. So it's not gonna be as loud, you know. So what you can do is click on the audio, and this is how you do it in ScreenFlow. Again, take the same principle and use it in whatever software you have. And you can increase the volume, and I would say maybe by like 30%. And then you can see that the audio spikes go a little bit louder. There is a little bit of red, so I may want to bring it down just a bit. But for the most part, the audio is louder without reducing any of the sound quality. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that is ScreenFlow. Again, all you need to know for the Snowball microphone is to make sure that your input, this is 15%. Don't worry about the number. Sometimes I have it all the way down here because for some reason it's picking up way more. It's like super sensitive. It doesn't matter if it's down here or up here. The biggest thing is that the highest point of the input level, I'm not a audio person, so I don't know the technical term, but that the highest audio point doesn't go past around here, because if it's hitting these markers, you're starting to get into the red. And so try to keep it about 75% where the highest volume marker hits. Hope that makes sense. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.